Yeah. Been that dude, so they all better take heed. Got the haters going ghost like they Patrick Swayze. I've been talking real shit, y'all been talking crazy. I've been on some new shit, y'all been acting lazy. I've been it, so my words gon' make it float. I'm like dry ice mixed with alcohol in a bowl. Or a below zero winter, go and grab a coat. What else can I say? The kid is just too cold. Never told a fib, was born just too bold. Never had to fold, but did break the mold. And as the story's told, if you didn't know, I'm running up the scope. This is DMO. Can you hear me? There's some of been minds, man, they better fear me. They need glasses, they can't see it clearly. I don't chase the money, it just like to come near me. Yearly, truly, my life is a movie. Took her on a date once, now she tryna groove me. I'm really that guy, they gon' have to sue me. Then had the juice, time to mix it like a smoothie. Groovy, they asked me how I get up, I told them had to start down. Found me some real ones, now I got a crew now. Met a loyal girl, 4 years later, that's my boo wow. And now I'm out here giving new sounds like boom pow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to yet another episode of the Helmet Haven Football Fuck Up Show. Episode 36 of which, and guys, I'm pretty sure, I am convinced that the Raiders probably lost for the bye week. We have a lot to cover, including the Thursday night game that is happening tonight. So, without further ado, Kenny, let's hop into the news and then get to the injuries, so we can get to the juicy part.
So first off, they have elevated. This is a name we haven't heard in a while. Mike White to the Carolina 53-man roster.
Mike motherfucking White, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Get your memes ready. No, not saying he'll play, but get your memes ready.
Players of the month is what I'll cover now. The AFC Offensive Player of the Month is, no surprise to anything, the GOAT, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, the my current vote for MVP. I ain't even gonna lie.
NFC Offensive Player of the Year or month goes to JSN, also deserved.
100%. Probably the best receiver in fantasy football right now, by the way, too.
AFC Defensive Player of the Month is Marcus Jones for the Patriots.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's a good one.
And then Micah Parsons is the NFC Defensive Player of the Month.
Because of course he is.
And now Special Teams Players of the Month is Will Lutz for the AFC.
You know, he did have a few clutch kicks this past month. So I think that's a good one.
The NFC side is Eddie Pinheiro, a kicker you know all too well.
You couldn't do that here, huh, Eddie?
And now Rookie of the Month goes to Jackson Dart.
Of course it does. I mean, what other rookie has been playing better than him right now? I mean, with Scadaboo hurt especially.
Now for something for this game. This is kind of injury corner, but I'm going to put it in the news because it is a return, as Lamar Jackson is set to return tonight on Thursday Night Football.
Yes, guys, I know it was kind of a big hoax that Lamar was supposed to play last week. Tyler Huntley ended up playing. We'll cover more of this when we get to the recap.
And then Kyler Murray is also set to return on Monday. And then in college news, I went ahead and wrote it down because why not? Matt Rule signs an extension with Nebraska.
Yeah, to really no one's surprise, if you really follow college football, he's been doing very well down there in Nebraska. He's kind of, sort of trying to do something a little bit different and sort of succeeding. I'm not saying they're up there with Ohio State or any of the big names in the Big Ten, but he's trying, and they seem to be meshing.
Next, we have the Patriots do sign an extension for their AFC Player of the Month, Marcus Jones.
Yeah.
Earning a 3-year extension. Next up, New Orleans has made the switch at quarterback as Tyler Shuck is expected to start this week.
I mean, the Saints are just throwing everything at the wall that they have at this point and seeing what sticks. Spencer Rattler obviously wasn't cutting it. So I think they're just going to move lawn chairs around and try to see if something works eventually.
Kicker Matthew Wright has signed to the Washington practice squad to take over for the injured kicker they have over there. Let's see. Those are injury corners. Okay, Titans trade a 6th-round pick and Roger McCreary to the Rams for a 5th-rounder, which they had previously last year before trading it to get Ernest Jones. So they get a pick back that they traded last year. That's the most weird thing for anyone to do, but okay. Tyler Lockett, to nobody's surprise, signs with the Raiders to rejoin with his former coach.
I mean,
Will it matter?
What other options did he really have, though?
That's fair. In a slightly sadder news, Carol Davis, the first lady, apparently, of the Raiders, has passed away at age 93.
Rest in peace.
Let's see. Currently, the talks in the Indianapolis organization right now is they are expected to sign an extension for quarterback Daniel Jones and potentially let Anthony Richardson walk.
I mean, I would do the same thing, quite frankly. Wouldn't you?
That's not surprising in the slightest.
I was about to say, like, put some respect on Danny Dimes' name.
Nick, let me go ahead and address this here. There's a difference between not putting respect on Daniel Jones' name and not overhyping him. There's a big difference between the two.
I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback. I'm saying with all the injuries we've had this year, he's probably like 7th, 8th.
I already told you I put him at 8. He goes no higher than that right now, though.
I mean, top 10. That's still pretty good.
Saints are looking to trade Brandon Cooks. By the way, if he is traded, this will be the 5th time in his career he will be traded before the trade deadline. Quite interesting there. Packers activate Christian Watson off of IR, so there's a return there for the Packers.
Just in time for them to wear them ugly-ass uniforms. Then.
Yeah, just in time for that. It's in kind of a good heartwarming situation here. Eagles chief of security Dom Angelo, I think is how you pronounce that, did visit Cam Scatabo in the hospital and brought his family pizza and cheese sticks.
And you know what? That was real. That was a real G move. I appreciate when I read stuff like that. Like, even the Philadelphia fans were wishing Scatabo well because even Eagles fans like Cam Scatabo. When your division rival likes a player of the opposing team, I'm sorry, you're a beloved treasure, Cam. Get well soon.
Yeah. Puka Nacua is expected to return this week against the Saints after missing last week prior to their bye week. Yeah, by the way, I was about to call BS on that JSN take you had earlier, but since Puka missed a week, I'll give it to him for now. Jonathan Taylor, this is some record-breaking stuff here. Jonathan Taylor is the 5th player in the NFL since 2000 with at least 3 scrimmage touchdowns in 4 games, joining LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk, Sean Alexander, and Priest Holmes.
Hey, them some pretty elite names.
He's also the 6th player to have at least 70 scrimmage yards in first 75 career games, joining Jim Brown, LT, Emmitt Smith, Chuck Foreman, and Todd Gurley. Another pretty elite list there to be part of. In another sad situation, we covered this last week. Unfortunately, nothing good came of it, as Mark Mangold has officially passed away at 40 due to kidney disease.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. And you know what? The Jets got that win for him. I'm just gonna say
it. New England has traded a 2026 round and Kyle Duggar for a 6th round, sending him to Pittsburgh. Pats also are sending defensive end Keon White to the 49ers for a 2026 7th and 2026 6th round pick. So stacking up some picks there in New England. Bills have signed defensive tackle Jordan Phillips and safety Jordan Poyer from their practice squad onto their main roster ahead of the clash that they're going to be having this week against Kansas City.
Yeah. What worries me is I think Kansas City might be back.
They could be. Panthers waive Jaden Crumbly. I've never even heard of that guy. Panthers have signed Gibson, a former Chicago Bear, to their roster. Cardinals have opened practice window for Ojulari and cornerback Wilson, which I think that's like a rookie or second-year player because I've never heard of him before. Jets are sending cornerback Michael Carter in a 2027 7th-round pick to the Eagles for wide receiver John Mechie in a 2027 6th round. So another minor trade there before the trade deadline. Broncos signed 41-year-old or 42-year-old Mercedes Lewis.
Oh my God, he's still alive?
That's what I was saying. Dude's like fucking 42. He actually takes over as the oldest Bronco on the team by 9 years.
Hey, you know what, though? We've seen some crazy tight end comebacks this year. I'm just saying.
Cowboys have activated Perion Winfrey from IR and onto the practice squad. Good job by him to come back. And on the last thing for news side, anyways, Aiden Hutchinson has signed a 4-year, $180 million extension.
I actually have a piece of news that you kind of missed. Let me find it real quick. I know I sent it to you. Yeah, the Bears are trading for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Much needed piece in that secondary.
Not existed, to be fair. So.
Yeah, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson is now a Chicago Bear, and you know what? Our secondary in that last game was ass, so I'm glad to see that Ryan Poles is at least trying.
Wonder how much of that was Ben Johnson slapping in the back of the head. Like, go sign me somebody, you dumb bitch.
Probably.
All right, so next up, we're going to head to injury corner now.
Yeah, I was about to say, on to the injury corner. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
So Brady Christensen, the right guard, I believe, for Carolina, has been placed on IR after I believe it was a torn bicep. I didn't mention this because there are something on IR related here. Dolphins activate a cornerback, Josh Marshall Jr., off IR and elevate cornerback Isaiah Jordan and Hayden Ricci. So a little bit of an injury corner related topic there. Wide receiver Terry McLaurin is expected to miss this week again.
Yo, Terry's gotta be running out of PTO soon, right?
Yeah, he's got it, man. Like, there's, I don't understand.
Terry, I just got you back, bro. Now I'm supposed to start Keyshawn Booty. Not flex Keyshawn Booty. I have to start Keyshawn Booty.
Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz will have surgery on his injured shoulder, ending his season. We saw him favoring that shoulder.
Carson Wentz got sacrificed. Let's just be real.
Let's be real. He got sacrificed to that Chargers defense. Let's be honest. Next up, a big name here. Patrick Surtain II has suffered a pec injury and will miss 2 to 6 weeks. The heart and soul of the Broncos defense goes down.
Yes, indeed.
Rams have placed Tutu Atwell on IR.
I was about to say, there you go.
It took me a second. I'm not used to writing to anything, so. Giants running back, obviously, Cam Scatterbo had his dislocated ankle.
Oh, it's
and
much more than a dislocated ankle. That thing is snapped.
And what we've heard as well is he did rupture part of a tendon as well,
Oh,
and tore another one. So we'll see if we even see him next year.
Yeah, it was a pretty gruesome injury. The human foot is not supposed to bend that way. Cam, I wish you a very speedy recovery, bro. I really do. I already miss you. I already miss you, man.
Steelers D lineman Daniel Akula has a torn ACL. He will miss the remainder of the year. Quarterback Joe Flacco has suffered an AC joint injury and is currently day-to-day. I mean, the guy's 40 years old, so that's not...
So what I'm hearing is the Bears have a chance.
Assuming he doesn't play, which currently there's still a chance he does. So, maybe?
But there's also a chance he doesn't.
But you also have to remember, you also have to rely on your corners to not allow fucking Jamar Chase to kill you, and that's not likely. Next up, we have running back Quinshawn Judkins also has an AC joint sprain, but he is also day-to-day, but is likely to return after the Browns bye week. Bryce Young is day-to-day currently with his injury. However, he is expected to play. Browns linebacker Carson Schwetzinger has a high ankle sprain. He will miss at least 4 weeks. Bengals linebacker Shaka Hayward, the cousin of Cameron Hayward, by the way, has a hairline fibula fracture and will miss at least 4 weeks. We already covered that. Ed Oliver is expected to miss a significant amount of time with a bicep injury. Let's see. We already covered that. Bills have activated cornerback Maxwell Hairston, their rookie, from IR this week. A little bit more secondary help with the Chiefs coming to town is never a bad thing. Let's see, already covered that. Safety Deshaun Elliott has been placed on IR. That's obviously corresponding with the Kyler Duggar trade. Just making sure I didn't miss anything else here. Nope, that is it for injury court.
All right, guys, let's go into the recap and predictions segment. Kenny, obviously, we're going to start with the recap starting on last Thursday night.
Last Thursday night's game, Minnesota loses to LA 37-10. As we already covered, Carson Wentz was, let's face it, sacrificed.
Yeah, it was not pretty. He was killed.
The players I decided to spotlight here was Jordan Addison, who had the only touchdown for Minnesota. Justin Jefferson did have 74 yards, and Martellus did get an interception on Herbert, but that did not matter. Herbert ended up with just under 300 total yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyami Vidal had 127 total yards and a touchdown. Ladd McConkey had 6 for 88 and a touchdown, and R.J. Mickens had an interception. Let's see here. Next up, we have Miami beating Atlanta 34-10. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, what the hell is this league? I want to mention Tua had an eye swollen shut. Apparently, that's the eye that throws interceptions.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, he still turned the ball over until further notice. Good job. He had one good game. Tua,
I'm just saying, if I'm the Dolphins, I'm making Tua wear an eye patch the rest of the year.
Jalen Waddle had 99 yards and a touchdown, and then Brooks had a sack. Next up, we have the game that my co-host here is deeply saddened by, as Chicago loses 30-16 against Baltimore.
Yeah, we'll be covering more of this on, we'll be taking a deep dive into this on my segment, but, yeah.
I mean, Y'all lost to Tyler Huntley. There's not really a good reasoning for that.
Yeah, I want to say there's an excuse like, oh, our defense is hurt to hell and back, but like, again, it's Tyler Huntley. We can't even use that. This was simply an embarrassment, and it's time to have a talk about Caleb Williams, but we'll get to that later.
So the players I decided to focus on: DeAndre Swift, 45 yards and a touchdown, and Adunze, 7 catches for 114, aka the only 2 people doing their fucking job on that offense.
Yes, indeed.
Derrick Henry had 71 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Wiggins had an interception. Then we have what was probably the game of the week in many regards, as the Jets come back in massive fashion with 9 minutes left, winning 39-38 against Cincinnati.
Yeah, insane comeback. Also, Justin Fields playing okay. I'm not going to say he played great, but he played pretty okay.
Yeah, 275 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean, it's improvement. It's improvement, if nothing else.
2 weeks ago, that's really good.
Yeah, no, it's improvement.
Breece Hall had 147 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. On the other side, Flacco had 237 yards and 3 total touchdowns. Yes, 41-year-old Joe Flacco ran in a touchdown too.
Get your old ass in there.
Higgins and their fucking third straight running back each got touchdowns. Next up, we had the first belt to ass of the week as the Bills dismantle, destroy, and skin alive the Carolina Panthers 40-9.
Yeah, this was kind of predicted, though, so not really much else to say.
Josh Allen had 3 total touchdowns, and we're going to bring up this man later. James Cook went 19 for 216 and 2 touchdowns, quarterback numbers.
For real.
Espinoza also had 3 tackles, a sack, and an interception. The only one that showed up on Carolina was Ted McMillan, who had 99 total yards. Next up, we have the 49ers losing the Houston Texans 26-15.
Yeah, Houston Texans finally get a statement win over a pretty, I don't want to say good, but a pretty momentous, I think is the right word, Niners team.
It's a winning record team that's been really pretty good for the majority of the year despite injuries, but those do eventually catch up with you, and they did here.
Yeah, no, it's crazy what C.J. Stroud can do when he has a clean pocket.
That's weird, man. Like, really weird. Mac Jones had 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, so not really his fault they lost. On the other side, Stroud had almost 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Xavier Hutchinson had 5 for 69 and a touchdown. And then Lassiter had an interception. By the way, they won that game without Nico Collins and without Christian Kirk. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. That is.
Next up, we have Cleveland losing to New England 32-13. Again, pretty predictable.
Yeah, guys, I think the Patriots. I think the Patriots found their next Tom Brady. Only he's kind of likable,
which is weird.
I know. It still doesn't feel right saying that.
I think it's the changing coach too, because Mike Vrabel is actually likable compared to Bill Belichick too. So
it could be. It could be.
Cleveland's Dylan Gabriel had 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So yes, kind of was on him, but he's also still a rookie, so you can kind of cut him a little bit of slack there. Drake May had 282, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Robert Spillane had an interception and 14 total tackles. And Myles Garrett obviously had 5 sacks in 1 game, but it didn't matter because the Browns suck.
Yeah. I do want to touch on this real quick. Yeah, Myles Garrett, I understand you want out of Cleveland, but at the same time, you did just sign that big-ass extension, so this is on you? Please don't come after me. Please don't come.
You probably should have thought about that before signing that contract. Just saying. Just saying, man. That's all we're saying. You should have thought before you signed. Next up, we have the Giants losing to Philly 38-20 in a game that we're going to also cover later. Dart had 210 yards, 2 total touchdowns. Cam, may he rest in peace, had 30 yards and a touchdown as receiving. G went down swinging. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, for real. If this was indeed his last game, at least he had a Warrior's death.
Tank Bigsby ran for nine times for 104 yards. Where was that in Jacksonville?
For real.
Also, Dallas Goedert had 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Bond actually showed up and had a sack that game as well. Tampa Bay beat New Orleans 23-3. I spotlight nobody because this game sucked. Next up, we have Tennessee losing to Indianapolis 38-14. As Cam had 259 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, and then his random receiver, something Dyke, I think is how you pronounce it, had 7 catches for 93 yards. Who the fuck is that guy?
Also, Jonathan Taylor for MVP. I'm just going to say it again.
Jonathan Taylor to 174 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Danny Derps had 273 and 3 touchdowns. I do not care. I still respect him, but he's Derp until proven otherwise.
No, he's Danny Dimes. He is Danny Dimes.
He's Derp.
Dime.
Derpy. He's like you. He's derpy, okay? Deal with it. Next up, we had Dallas losing to Denver 24-44. Kind of predictable, honestly. Like, I wanted to see Denver lose, but when Dallas's defense decides not to show up, that's not going to happen.
I mean, when does Dallas's defense ever decide to show up?
When they tied Green Bay, it kind of did. Like, to be fair, it kind of did.
Okay. Kind of. I'll accept that.
Milton had 58 yards and a touchdown. Yes, I brought up backup quarterback because Dak was basically useless. Williams had 2 touchdowns and 41 yards. By the way, if we have another tank full involving them, Dak is no longer allowed to be discontinued from that unless he proves to not be active. RJ Harvey had 51 total yards and 3 total touchdowns, and Troy Franklin had 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Next up, we have one that my co-host here can laugh about a little bit. As Green Bay beats Pittsburgh 35-25.
I mean, this was going to be the win-lose for me anyway, but suck it, Aaron Rodgers.
Imagine being beaten by your successor. Couldn't be me.
For real.
Love had 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. Good job by Love, by the way, for once actually having a good game.
Yeah, he actually had a great game against a pretty, what's supposed to be at least, a good Steelers defense. How good they actually are is up for debate.
Tucker Kraft had 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. All I'm going to say is fucking dog. Rashawn Gary had 2 sacks. By the way, I know that my co-host here hates the Packers, baby, and he has to admit Kraft is a fucking G.
Oh, absolutely. Tucker Kraft absolutely balling on National Tight Ends Day.
Aaron Rodgers had 219 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Wilson had 74 yards and a touchdown. Nothing else really worth mentioning there.
Also, just because Jordan Love had 1 game does not make him season MVP. Shut up, Green Bay.
And finally, we have Washington losing to Kansas City 28-7. Nothing really worth talking about here, to be honest. Patrick Mahomes was kind of mid.
Yeah, but
he finally did something.
I don't know, Kenny. I think the Chiefs got back into their blood sacrifice book.
And then Rashee Rice also did something as well, but that's about all I'm going to talk about in that game because fuck them.
Yeah.
And that is the recap from Week 8.
All right. So from there, guys, we go into the weekly recap. Or not recap, predictions, rather. Of course, starting with the game tonight on Thursday Night Football.
We have Baltimore traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins, both coming off some pretty good wins.
I mean, are we calling this a tank bowl, though?
You know what, Nick? I think we have to. So go ahead and hit the button.
Hang on, we got an ad real quick. There we go.
Took a second there. I think I have to go Baltimore. I mean, even though Lamar is just coming back, we know who the better quarterback is. We know who the better everything else basically is. And as good as Tua was last week, he's never really proven that he can string those games together.
Yeah,
so
no, I agree with this. I'm going with Baltimore as well. I don't think the Dolphins are really going to stand much of a chance with a returning Lamar.
Next up, we have San Fran traveling to New York to take on the Giants. I'm going with 49ers here. I think Dart's going to try to keep him in the game, but no Scatterbo. That's probably going to hurt him.
I mean, no Scatterbo and also no Malik Neighbors. I mean, that's definitely going to hurt. I'm going Niners.
So I think, like I said, I think Dart will try to keep it close, but there's only so much you can do without your top weapon. Next up, we have the Chargers traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Chargers, I'm not even going to think about it.
I mean, this isn't even a contest. I'm going Chargers as well.
Next up, we have what's one of the few maybe clashes this week as the Vikings battle the Detroit Lions.
I'm going Detroit. I don't think that anyone else... I understand that Green Bay currently leads the division because they have the one tie and fewest losses. Shut up, Green Bay. You tied the fucking Cowboys. I still think this division belongs to Detroit, and I think they win this week.
I also think the Lions win. I think, again, we know Jettas is going to try to carry them to that win, but it's not going to happen this week. Next up, we have the rematch of 28-3 Falcons at New England.
I'm going New England.
I'm going New England, too. Unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons are just not consistent. And
they are, whatever the exact opposite of consistent is, that's what they are. They're not even inconsistent. They're just the exact opposite of consistent.
Caleb Williams? Is that basically what Atlanta is Caleb Williams?
Maybe a little bit like that.
All right, cool. But yeah, we're going New England here. Next up, Colts, Steelers. Colts, I'm not going to think too much about that.
Yeah, no, I think the Colts go in and abuse a old man Aaron Rodgers. Also, I do want to say this: them Steelers uniforms were absolutely gross. Don't ever wear those again.
I also want to point out for the Steelers, they are pretty bad against the run, and they're facing against Jonathan Taylor, who is the best running back in football right now. So next up, we have the Broncos traveling to Houston to take on the Texans.
This one actually has the potential to be a pretty good game, in my opinion.
I want to make sure people remember, no PS2 in this game. That means that Denver secondary is not going to be that good. However, Denver still has that pass rush, and the Texans still don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like that's.
It comes down, Nick, to which defense do you trust more?
I'm going to go Houston here. I think they have a little bit more momentum now that they've actually beat a winning team.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Denver might be reeling a little bit. I know they just got off that really big win. But something too, we don't normally like looking at future matchups. But the Broncos are also heading into a bye next week. Or no, never mind. They play the Raiders next week. So maybe they'll focus more on a division rival than the game ahead of them. You never know.
Perhaps.
But I'm going to go with Texans. I think they're riding a little bit bigger of a high. They've won, I think, 3 of their last 4. So I have to give that one to them. Next up, we have the Bears traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. I don't know about this game, to be honest with you. I have no idea.
I don't know either. That's the thing. Like, I obviously want to just say the Bears because for obvious reasons, but like after last week, can I really even do that? Like after the last 2 weeks, can I even really do that?
They got bodied by fucking Huntley of all fucking quarterbacks. And 2 of their wins they've had this year is by 1 fucking point. So, like, I know Cincinnati's not great, and I know they choked away that lead against the Jets too, but it's like both of these teams are coming off of losses that they shouldn't have had. I'm going to go Cincinnati here. They're at home, and I trust Joe Flacco more than I trust Caleb Williams.
Just for the sake of having a different pick than you, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears.
Next up, we have Panthers traveling to Lambeau to take on the Packers.
I mean, Packers win. Lol. Packers
win. Upset alert. Panthers going to win this one.
No!
I think that if Bryce Young does play this week, I think he'll torch that sorry-ass Packers secondary. And I think they're going to be riding high off of last week's game.
You know, Kenny, you could be right. You could be right. This could be a little bit of a trap game.
That's what I'm thinking. I think this is a bit of a trap game. So I think Panthers get an upset here in Lambeau. All right, next up we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going Rams here. I don't see any way New Orleans beats them.
Rams win.
Like, that's the only other one you can realistically say could be, one of those, trap games. But, like, the other one's more believable than this one.
I agree.
It's more believable. Next up, Nick, we have another Tank Bowl.
Oh, my God.
And that is the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. By the way, I make this a Tank Bowl because the Jags have looked absolutely putrid after that Chiefs game.
I can agree with that take, but I'm still going Jags. I mean, I titled this episode what I did for a reason.
Jags win. I think that's the same thing for me. Vegas, again, has proven to not even know what winning is up to this point, so I don't think they win here. Next up, we have what is the clash of the week as the Kansas City Chiefs travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills.
Oh, this is hard.
I'm going Bills only because the Bills always seem to beat them in the regular season. So
you make a good point. You make a good point. I think I'll go Bills too. Also, just because I want to see Patrick Mahomes lose.
Next up, we have Sunday Night Football, Seattle Seahawks at Washington Commanders.
This should actually be a pretty good game, in my opinion.
I do want to emphasize this as well. Commanders are expected to have Jaden Daniels back.
But no Terry McLaurin.
Seahawks by 2 days ago, Seahawks did pull Darnold off of the injury report, so both quarterbacks are playing.
I'm gonna go Seahawks here. I'm gonna go Seahawks here. I think they just have a little bit more momentum going into this game. I think Washington's gonna be a little slow recovering from that Kansas City loss.
I agree. Also, Seattle is playing, or the Commanders are one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL, and they have one of the best wide receivers right now in the NFL. It doesn't take rocket science to figure out how that's going to go. Finally, we have a Tank Bowl on Monday Night Football. As we have the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
Shit, this is hard.
Now, remember, Kyler Murray's coming back. Cowboys are also getting back Overshone and their center. So
I'm going to go Cowboys just for the sake of I know Dak has the capability of carving up bad defenses.
Yeah, I think I have to go Dallas here too. They kind of need the win more as well. Like, I know the Eagles aren't going to stumble anytime soon, but if they do, the Cowboys need to get these wins so they can start playing a little bit of catch up. And that'll do it for Week 9's prediction.
All right, guys. So from the predictions, we're going to go to the 30-second timeout, and we're actually going to take a break from the football for a second because this game deserves to be talked about. Game 2 of the World Series. 17 innings. Guys, when your kids ask you what the greatest World Series game ever played was, we're going to get to tell them it happened in 2025.
Exactly. This game, again, went for 17 innings. And it was a long 17 innings, by the way.
Also, I just want to give the flowers to anyone that stayed up to watch that entire game, like myself. It was probably one of the greatest baseball games I have ever witnessed.
Yep, for those that do not know, actually, Nick, we got the number wrong. It was 18 innings.
Oh my goodness.
A very long one. I believe it was a 6-hour game, too.
Yeah, they essentially played 2 full games.
And from what I hear, Shohei Ohtani had the one sentence he said during his interview is, "I want to get home and go to bed."
Yeah. Also, just stop pitching to that man. Just stop.
It's not going to work out. Also, because we're talking about this, that currently the Blue Jays lead the series 3-2, so this game tomorrow could decide things.
It very well could, and I do want to say for the record, go Jays. Go Jays.
And yeah, that'll be it for the 30-second timeout.
All right, guys. From there, we'll go into Draft Royalty, sponsored by DraftKings. Not really sponsored by DraftKings. Please don't sue us. And Kenny, I actually got a pretty big win over you this week. I'm not going to lie. I kind of took belt to ass on you a little bit.
I'm going to give him his flowers because this is the first win he's had in like fucking a month with this specifically. And right now his fantasy season's basically over, so this is all he has now, guys.
It really is. It really is. I'll go over the recap here.
Go ahead and have your victory lap here, Nick. You need it.
I'm not gonna lie, Ken. It felt damn good to beat you. You know, especially considering that I can't seem to win anything in my other league. So when I at least get to beat you, it makes me feel good. To the victor goes the spoils. I'll do the score recap here. Guys, I chose Drake May, obviously, with 27.28. Obviously had a great game. You also picked a quarterback who had a great game with Bo Nix, 24.78. We both picked Jonathan Taylor with 40.4. Not really surprised there. What I am surprised by is the second running back matchup. I picked James Cook, who had 36.6, absolutely carving up that Carolina defense. To my surprise, Bijan Robinson only with 6.8 for you. That's kind of where I got surprised. From there, we go into the wide receivers. I had Rashee Rice with 25.5. You had Johnson with 9.3. Second wide receiver, I had DK Metcalf with 16.5. You had Devontae Smith with 14.4. Third wide receiver, we both picked rather bad third wide receivers. I'm not even going to lie. I picked DeAndre Hopkins mostly because I just didn't have the room for any more big-name receivers with 2.4. And you had Wan'Dale Robinson with 7.8. Onto the tight ends, I had Jake Tonges, who caught a touchdown and was able to sort of save his stat line with 7.2. You with Colston Loveland with 6.8. In the flex, I had Rashid Shaheed with 15.5. You had Jeremy Knoll with 11.3. And the defenses, your Falcons defense got nothing. And that's I feel like that was kind of the final nail in the coffin that kind of made this a blowout. The Colts defense only got me 7. The final score, guys, 178.3 to 121.58. So, yeah. I feel like Bijan and that defense kind of sold you out, Ken.
Yeah, I think those were the biggest separation margins there. So, and I mean, if you look at the differences, it was how much did you win by?
About 40 points.
So yeah, I had you had like 27, 28 with the running back.
Yeah,
so.
no, the running backs my running backs are really what won me that game.
But yeah, that'll be it for that segment, guys. Nick gets to win something for once.
Yeah, the fantasy football gods showed mercy on me for a week. However, they did not win in this other one, which will obviously get. Oh no, actually they did. I take that back. Guys, welcome to Fantasy Football Roundup. Guys, I actually did win last week. Surprisingly, don't ask me how. It kind of just happened.
By the way, I do want to point out that it was pretty obvious by the way he said that he did not check the score after a certain point. So
no, dude, I legit thought I was getting I was getting blown out about halfway through Sunday, and I'm like, I'm done with this. I can't keep doing this because obviously, Scadaboo got hurt, McLaurin got hurt again. It's just been a whole mess.
All right, we'll go through your score because you had your comeback win. So
obviously we'll get to what the comeback was, but I had Daniel Jones with 29.18. He had Dak Prescott with 6.62. That was sort of a big disparage right there. In the running backs, I had Cam Scadaboo, who had 10. Luckily able to score a touchdown before that terrible injury. And he had Isaiah Pacheco with 5.8. I had Kenneth Gainwell in the second running back just because I needed to start somebody with 5.5. He had Kyle Monangai with 2.4. In the wide receivers, I had Michael Pittman, who had himself a pretty good game. 23.5 points for him. He had T. Higgins with 11.4. Second wide receiver, I had Terry McLaurin, who scored 14.4 before re-aggravating his injury. So at least he finally did something, Kenny. George Pickens with 14.8. I also played DK Metcalf, who had 16.5. He played Jalen Waddle, who had 20.9. In the tight ends, I kind of got blown out a little bit. This is sort of where I just started, turning it off. I had Hunter Henry, who had 7.7. He had Travis Kelce, who had 21.9. In the flex, I had Romeo Doubs with 9.4. He had Cortland Sutton with 10.7. Kickers, I had Jake Elliott with 8. He had Cameron Dicker with 14. And then this is where the comeback happens. He had the Colts defense with 8. I had the Bucks defense with 30. That's where all those points came from, was from my freaking defense. I win this game 154.18 to 116.52. So I am now 2-6, and it's not looking good for me this week. I'm just going to say that now.
My co-host finally has some hope, but it's going to get crushed next week, apparently.
I will say this. I did trade DK Metcalf and Zach Charbonnet for David Montgomery and Rico Dowdle. So, as you might have guessed, Kenny, I'm very much hurting for running backs.
Yeah, from what I remember, you've been basically running back needy for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks now.
Yeah, it's bad, and especially with the loss of Scadaboo, that's it's pretty rough right now.
All right, so on my end of things, I had Jalen Hurts, who had 25.3. He had Caleb Williams, who had 5. Your quarterback sold it, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, am I surprised? No.
I had Jonathan Taylor. We all know how well he did. I don't even have to read his score off to you. I think you already know. Bijan had 5.8. Again, I had him in fantasy. Didn't do anything. He had James Cook, who had 33.6. I had Keenan Allen with 8.4. He was not able to get one of his wide receivers switched out, so he added 0 for one of his wide receivers. I had Cortland Sutton, who had 10.7. He had Diggs, who had 10.4. He had Johnny Smith, who had 3.7. I had Tucker Kraft, who had 33.3. I had Rashard White, who had 8.1. He had Cameron Dicker, who had 13. Neither one of us had a defense. I did not have a kicker this week, by the way. And I still won 129.06 to 70.9. Also, I want to point out that Nick keeps saying that I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I lead my league 8-0, and I've outscored my opponents 1,077.
Shut up, Kenny. You were my draft advisor, and my entire team's hurt. My entire team.
I think that sounds more like fantasy football gods hate you, man. I don't know what to tell you. You had a great team, and then everyone got hurt, so that's not my fault. I didn't go there and break people's kneecaps and shit. You can't blame me. I drafted you a team that should have gotten you wins, man, but all of them fell on landmines or something. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's not on me.
Can the asshole at the Buffalo Wild Wings please stop hitting the wild button?
Apparently not, man. They're just going to keep doing it. But yeah, that'll do it for the fantasy segment.
All right, guys, from there we go into Ref Ball of the Week. And this week, guys, we have some egregious ones. So yeah, welcome to Ref Ball of the Week, where we are talking about
what the hell's going on out here?
The Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. This was. I mean, guys, let's talk about that tush push, and we all know which one I'm talking about. This was clearly a fumble. New York's ball. Whistles were blown after the ball was out and the ball was recovered. That was a live ball. I don't want to hear it, Eagles fans. I'm not saying that this would have changed the outcome of the score at all. What I'm saying is, man, was this ref ball egregious.
Yeah, man, it's like, that's one of those times where if you're a fan of the game of football, you can admit that was bullshit. Plain and simple. I don't care if you're a Philly fan. If you have any type of like respect for the game, you'd be able to say, you know what, that was a fumble. The refs let us get away with one. That's what a true football fan would say.
I'm just saying this play is probably what's gonna get the tush push banned next year.
Yep, and I shouldn't be surprised. Most Pennsylvania-related teams and players are kind of dog shit team-wise. So, again, I do want to make sure I bring this up again. That security guy that went to Camp Scatterbo and brought his family food and stuff, that's a great dude. Why can't the fan base be like that?
So, yeah, guys, obviously some very bad ref ball in that New York and Philly game. From there, guys, we go into the player spotlight. And, guys, obviously, I had him on my fantasy team against Kenny this week, where we're covering James Cook.
So, for those of you that do not know, James Cook, in last week's game, made the Carolina Panthers call him daddy.
Yeah, putting up quarterback numbers.
James, his middle name's Dalvin, by the way. Cook the third. I don't know why they have Dalvin Cook and then James Cook, and then, they're related. Why they put his middle name as Dalvin, who knows, who cares? Is obviously an NFL running back. He played college football for the Georgia Bulldogs and was selected by the Bills in the second round of the 2022 draft. As a member of the Bills, he has a vital part of their revamped run game, becoming the team's first running back to rush for over 1,000 yards in a single season since 2017, as well as scoring 16 rushing touchdowns in a single season, tying franchise records set in 1975 and earning Pro Bowl nomination. James Cook is 5'11". I believe that is for somebody that's your height, right?
I'm 5'9", so it's just slightly taller than me.
Slightly taller than you, 190 pounds. I think that's a little bit heavier than you, too.
Yeah, not by much, though. Not by much.
He obviously was a second-round pick, 63rd overall. He's only played for Buffalo. He has 2 Pro Bowls the last 2 seasons. NFL rushing touchdown co-leader last year, and then a CFP national champion in 2021. As of week 8 of this season, he has 3,391 total yards through his career, 5-point run rushing yards average, which is really good for running backs to have. 27 rushing touchdowns, 109 receptions for 972 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That is his NFL career so far. Cook is obviously the younger brother of Dalvin Cook, who I believe Dalvin Cook, it actually says former NFL running back, so I think Dalvin Cook is retired.
Yeah, I think so.
Did not know that until I read this, so have fun in retirement, Dalvin. Cook grew up in Miami, Florida, attended Miami Central Senior High School. He rushed for 709 yards, 8 touchdowns, and on 99 carries as a freshman. After his freshman year, Cook took extra courses and reclassified from a sophomore to a junior. And as a senior, he rushed for 782 yards and 10 touchdowns on 91 carries. He also rushed for 2,019 yards and 30 touchdowns during his high school career. So that's not too bad. He only played seemingly 2 years of high school, too, so that's not bad.
No, not at all.
Cook was a highly rated recruit and initially committed to play college football at Florida State, where his brother was playing after his freshman year of high school. However, he later decommitted during the summer before his senior year. Cook later signed a letter of intent to play at Georgia after considering offers from Louisville and Florida. Cook transferred to Miami Northwestern Senior High School after his senior football season for his final semester of high school. Cook finished high school as a 4-star recruit. Obviously, for his college career, it's actually a 4-year thing, but they have his stats come up pretty quickly, so I'm just going to go to those. College statistics-wise, he had 46 games played, 230 rushes, 1,530 total yards, 15 total rushing touchdowns, I should say. 67 receptions, 730 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So a pretty okay career college-wise. He was obviously drafted in the 2nd round, got the start week 1, I believe, against the Rams. Cook did fumble after a 2-yard gain. He did receive another offensive touch. He did not receive another offensive touch for the remainder of the game. So pretty short-lived there for his first week. In week 5 against Pittsburgh, Cook scored his first professional touchdown, which was a 24-yard rush and a 38-3 victory. In week 13 against New England, he had 105 scrimmage yards and a 24-10 victory. In his rookie season, Cook appeared in 16 games, finished with 89 carries, 507 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns, to go with 21 receptions, 180 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Cook scored a rushing touchdown in the 34-31 wild card victory over Miami as well. In 2023, Cook became the primary starter over Devin Singletary after he departed to the Houston Texans. Through goal line and pass protection snaps, went to a newly signed veteran, Latavius Murray. Pretty well-known name, I'd say. Against the Cowboys in Week 15, Cook attained career highs in single games, having rush attempts with 25 yards, with 129 scrimmage yards, with 221 total touchdowns with 2, as the Bills routed Dallas 31-10. Here, an AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors for his performance. The following week against the Chargers, Cook surpassed 1,000 yards on the season, becoming the first Bills running back to do so since LaShawn McCoy, a.k.a. Shady McCoy. He finished the 2023 season with 237 carries, 1,122 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns, to go with 44 receptions, 445 yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. Finally, in 2024, he obviously was the co-rushing touchdown leader alongside, but actually in 2023, I think it was alongside CMC, I think. He did rank 89th in the top 100 players of 2025 after having 134 scrimmage yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in the 29-32 loss to Kansas City to end their season. And 2025, on August 13th, after a short holdout from practice, Cook and the Bills reached a 4-year, $48 million contract, which, by the way, that's only $12 million per season, and he's definitely earned that so far. For the first 4 weeks of the season, Cook had 100-plus total yards and made a rushing touchdown in each game, all of which resulted in wins for the team. For his efforts for the first 4 weeks, he was given AFC Offensive Player of the Month honors. Again, we went over his career marks there. In the postseason, he has 106 rushes, 464 yards, 4 touchdowns, 14 receptions for 90 yards, no receiving touchdowns. And that's for his personal life. Cook was actually arrested in Atlanta in 2019 for driving with an open alcohol container and driving without a valid license. So not the worst thing we've heard a player arrested for, that's for sure.
You know what the sad part is that I agree with you. That I agree.
In July 2020, Cook crashed into 5 unoccupied parking cars. So they were unoccupied. Moments before, according to police, Cook was traveling at 85 miles per hour, nearly striking an oncoming vehicle, so he almost did something worse. He did plead guilty, unlike somebody we know from KC, for reckless driving, for which Cook had to pay a $670 fine, supply financial restitution to at most 2 of the 5 damaged vehicles, and complete a defensive driving course. Cook subsequently failed to appear in court relating to his case, for which Georgia Bulldogs football director and player support Brian Gant claimed responsibility. Cook was not penalized for missing that date. So his only real thing was one minor thing, one moderately bad thing. But, he's still a young guy. He can make some mistakes. And again, unlike somebody in KC, nobody was harmed actually during those cases. So, yeah, I think it could have been a lot worse. But that will do it for the player spotlight.
All right, guys, that means we're getting to the final closing segments of the show. Kenny, you're, of course, going to go first, as you usually do. Guys, welcome to Charged Up. Let me find that sound bit. There it is.
Okay, so my segment's not going to be too long this week because I know my co-host is going to have a lot more to say about his team than I do about mine. Obviously, the Chargers basically handled business from the first tick of the game to the last tick of the game. Obviously, Justin Herbert had one of his best performances of the year so far. Lad McConkey has reignited over the last couple weeks, which I'm happy about. And Oronde Gadsden looked like Antonio Gates out there. By the way, I think Nick can agree with me. Those Navy jerseys are fucking fire.
Yeah, the Navy jerseys had me ready to put them back in San Diego.
And the defense played well. I didn't mention this in the news because he is limited in practice. But Derwin James did get injured during that game. So we'll see how that affects his availability against Titans. Not that we will probably need him for that game anyways. And we did sign Marcus Williams, a former Raven, to fill his spot if he can't play. Cameron Dicker, as we know from fantasy, did score quite a few times and obviously had the extra points as well. Honestly, the offense needed that game. And also, again, I think Nick saw firsthand that with Joe Alt, the offense looks a lot better than without Joe Alt.
Yeah, it does.
And, so with his return, the offense found its stride early and was able to keep its foot down. We obviously have the Titans this week, which should not be a loss, but knowing how the season's been going, you never know. You never know. We should definitely win that game, though. I think the Titans are kind of just playing and showing up, as Marshawn Lynch once said, to not get fined. But that being said, I think that's about all I need to say with my team. So, Nick, you may have your segment to rant for probably a lot longer than me because you have a lot more to say.
Yeah, guys, welcome to Bearing Down in the Basement. I'm renaming this segment. Yeah, guys, I've renamed the segment to Bearing Down in the Basement because it's where we belong. Now, I would like to open this up with a quick question to you, Kenny, because I'm going to test your intelligence here a little bit. Do you know what the average completion percentage for an NFL quarterback is?
Average completion percentage for a quarterback. And this is considered for him to be good, right?
For him to be even halfway decent.
I think. Hold on.
Like passable in today's
Isn't
game.
it like 65, 66%?
It's actually roughly 70 to 73.
Okay, so it's went up probably a lot since the last time I thought about it then.
Yeah,
I remember back
well, you have to think about it like this, Kenny. We've had guys like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert in the league for so long now that, the standard has raised to, that roughly that. Now, I would like you to take a gander at what Caleb Williams' completion percentage is roughly.
Let me see.
Just for this season, by the way.
Is it 62%?
You're not far off. It's a 61.9.
Damn. That's
You're
rough.
not very far off. Guys, I bring this up, guys, because Caleb Williams is a very, very inaccurate quarterback. I don't know how else to say this, but I see all these content creators and Bears posters, and one of the worst offenders of them all, Mr. Connor Burns 3, I think his name is, on TikTok, Facebook, I don't know, I get his reels on Facebook, that is force-feeding the fans this Kool-Aid that, oh, Caleb is going to be fine, Caleb is good, Caleb is this, Caleb is that, and yet Caleb has done none of those things. Guys, I understand that Caleb Williams has thrown 9 touchdowns this season. 4 of those came against the Cowboys.
Also, Nick, I want to point this out. If they think 61.9% is good, then they should be very sad because even Mac motherfucking Jones has 65.9%.
Yeah, like I said, he's madly inconsistent, very inaccurate. Guys, like I said, I understand he has 9 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, but 4 of his touchdowns were against the Dallas Cowboys. He's had 0 touchdowns the last 2 weeks, along with 2 interceptions. It's not a good look. It really isn't. To quote Urinating Tree, as a matter of fact, insanely talented, maddeningly inconsistent, and an awful pick in our own red zone to essentially give the game away. Guys, wake up, Bear fans. Caleb Williams is just Kyler Murray and nail polish. But sure, keeps telling me he's a franchise QB. No, he's not. I'm not even gonna lie. I've seen for the excuses. I've seen all of them for Caleb Williams. You guys need to stop shielding him from criticism. This is what upholds the standard of the Bears being in this awful football team. Stop the protection from criticism. It is what promotes the incompetency of the Chicago Bears football team, and I can't stand it. Guys, we're so low that we're now comparing him to Trevor Lawrence, a perennial underachiever, because who else are we going to compare him to? Someone that's actually good?
Also, I want to point out, Nick, that people gave Mitch Trubisky a lot of shit. But his last season there, he had 67% completion percentage.
And that again, and I don't want to hear the excuse of, oh, he's only halfway through a season with Ben Johnson. That should not affect his accuracy. That should not affect him being able to only throw the dig route or a dump off. Guys, it's funny you bring up Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny, because that's what I feel like this is. We drafted Mitchell Trubisky again when Patrick Mahomes was right there. We drafted Caleb Williams when Drake May was right there.
Yeah,
we drafted Caleb Williams when Jaden Daniels was right there. Like I said, I feel like it's Mitchell Trubisky all over again. and it hurts. It hurts. I'm tired of the Bear fans being fed the Kool-Aid. I'm tired of seeing us, to believe that this team is ever going to break their stereotype. They're not. And I feel like a lot of fans are finally starting to wake up to the fact that Caleb Williams, he just might not be the guy. I understand that there's a lot of guys out there that really want to defend this kid, and he can still do it. And like I said, guys, he is insanely talented, but he is maddeningly inconsistent and maddeningly inaccurate. Like I said, he is Kyler Murray in nail polish. Guys, if you believe Kyler Murray is a great quarterback, if you believe Kyler Murray is a franchise quarterback, then sure, Caleb Williams is a franchise quarterback. But who actually believes that Kyler Murray is a franchise quarterback?
No one that I know.
Yeah, no, it's bad. That's all I really got to say about it. Guys, from there, we're going to go into the, of course, the segment the show is named after. Guys, welcome to Fuck Up of the Week.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Kenny, take the lead.
Well, as my co-host here said, we did have someone that ended up being worse than he wanted to be this week because football got hated.
You need to talk into your mic a little bit more. You're a little bit muffled.
The idea here is the fact that Cincinnati gave up a 38 to, I believe it was 16 or 17 or something like that, lead to the Jets with just 9 minutes. That is Fuck Up of the Week material.
Yeah, I guys, as much as I wanted to make it all the Bears fans that, keep drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak, when you lose to the Jets, I kind of think that's kind of got to take top place.
And yeah, that is the show, guys.
That is indeed the show. So, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Helmet Haven, episode 36 of which, I can't believe we've done this 36 times already, Ken. It's crazy to think. The show is barely a year and a half old.
Yeah, it's definitely quite something. We would have definitely not have thought it would have gone this well for us, obviously, but here we are.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, from there, I guess we're gonna sign off. Kenny, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Just that we obviously, per usual, enjoy you guys coming in. Glad you guys enjoyed the show most of the time. Again, like I said a few weeks ago, to the haters out there, keep hating. It means we're doing something right. And that's about it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better myself, Ken. To the haters, keep hating. To the lovers, keep loving. Oh, shit. Spotify's fucking up. There we go. But yeah, guys, to the haters, keep hating. To the lovers, keep loving. And guys, we will see you all again next week for yet another episode of the Helmet Haven Football Fuck Up Show. We'll see you guys next week.
Y'all been talking crazy. I've been on some new shit. Y'all been acting lazy. I've been it, so my words are gon' make it float. I'm like dry ice mixed with alcohol in a bowl. Or below zero winter, go and grab a coat. What else can I say? The kid is just too cold. Never told a fib, was born just too bold. Never had to fold, but did break the mold. And as the story's told, if you didn't know, I'm running up the scope. This is DMO. Can you hear me? There's some of them minds, man, they better fear me. They need glasses, they can't see it clearly. I don't chase the money, it just like to come near me. Yearly, truly, my life is a movie. Took her on a date once, now she tryna groove me. I'm really that guy, they gon' have to sue me. Then had the juice, time to mix it like a smoothie. Groovy, they asked me how I get up, I told them had to start down. Found me some real ones, now I got a crew now. Met a loyal girl, 4 years later, that's my boo wow. And now I'm out here giving new sounds like boom pow.
I'm rap MVP, and I ain't going nowhere.